taught our horses to get away from our hand signals. So if I want him to move his hind end, he does that very nicely. If I want him to move his front away from me, he does that very nicely too. Now I want him to learn, here's one of those pushy little guys. Now I want him to learn to move his head away from me on my hand signal. So I'm going to go ahead and give the signal very clearly. First of all, if I give this signal and if I have to get after him, then I want to be able to give him as much room as I can possibly give him when he leaves. If I have to get after him and he finally does what I want him to do, I'm going to let him go. And I've got this handy dandy round trowel. I can always catch him up again. But I want him to be able to go as far as he needs to go. Oh, you're a good boy. Now I'm going to just move my hand against him. Move it away. That's a good boy, good boy. And the first thing that happens is the stress level goes up. And when the stress level goes up, the hind end goes into gear. When the hind end goes into gear, the horse is going to want to leave. Okay? And whichever way that head is pointed, that's the way he's leaving. Good boy. Good boy. Don't give me that. Yep, that's right. Here's the high stress level, and which way is he leaving? Whichever way that head is pointed. Okay, here's what happens. First, he doesn't quite understand what it is that I'm wanting him to do. This is going to be a, make a mistake in the right direction kind of a game. So whenever he tries to do what I want him to do, and he gets nervous about it, he's just going to try to leave one way or another. And I'm just going to try to get him to leave into the right direction so I can tell him good boy. I want him to go forward. That's my good boy, good boy. That's my good boy. So I'm going to try to guide him as much as I can with all the signals that he knows. I'm going to try to guide him to move his head away from me first and to make the shoulder follow. Okay? And I know that everything speaks against it because really all he wants to do is get that hind end to push him. No, don't give me no guff. That's right. That's my good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy, that's right. Good boy. Did you see the crossover on those two front legs? That's what I'm looking for. That is definite shoulder motion. And that is what I'm looking for. Alright, ready? Good boy, good boy. Hey, hey. No walking forward. That's my good boy. Good boy. Good boy. I'm petting him every time that he takes makes a good try in the right direction. I go ahead and pet him like so. Good boy. What I'm looking for mostly, again, is just those front feet crossing over. And I don't want them crossing over. I don't want them crossing in back of each other. But if they cross in back of each other, for right now, we'll take it. It's okay. Well, it's not that big of a deal.